Okay, it's time to tackle your first foundation. Save for a $500 emergency fund. Doing this means taking a big step towards building wealth. But maybe you're wondering, what's the secret to saving? Well, the answer is pretty simple. To save, you must be focused and practice discipline. Sounds lame if you love to shop, right? In fact, if you like spending money on anything, from food to music to movies or clothes, you might find that saving is pretty tough at first. That's why it's important to prioritize your money when you budget. So you give first, save second, and spend last. By telling your money to work in this order, saving will happen every single month instead of it just being an afterthought. Here's the thing though. Once you've budgeted to give, save, then spend, you've got to follow through. And that takes discipline. It'll be easy to get distracted by all the commercials and internet ads telling you to buy this or you gotta have that. If you give in to their pressure, you might end up with a PlayStation, but no money. Instead, stay on course. Resist the urge to follow your friends or the latest fashion trends. Combine habits of saving and staying out of debt, and you'll free up your largest wealth building tool, your income.
55 cents.
Right now I have $1,300.
I had 127, but I just took it out recently to pay my phone, so $10.
I know I have a lot in the bank, but in savings bonds, but I don't know.
I think my mom puts $50 in my bank every month, so that's $500 right now.
About $3,000 saved in my bank, probably.
Compound interest creates a mathematical explosion. Now, compound interest works like this. Let's say that we had $1,000. And to make the math easy, so you can help me right quick, let's say we made 10% on the $1,000. 10% of $1,000 is $100. Now, if I left that money in the account, the 1,000 plus the 100, the next year I would have 1,100, wouldn't I? And I would earn 10% on that, which would be $110, right? So the next year I'd have $1,210, and it keeps building up. And every time it builds up, it gets a little more interest every time, because you're not only getting interest on the principal, but you're getting interest on the interest that you built up. And that is a powerful, powerful process. The trick is you've got to start right now. You got to get with it. We got to get these emergency fund out of the way and start paying cash for things so that we don't have any debt, so that we can build some wealth. And as we start really doing our investing, we get to see the power of compound interest. Ben and Arthur discovered that. Ben is, well, he's a bright young man. At 19 years old, he decided to start saving $2,000 a year. He did that from age 19 all the way to age 26. Now, at age 26, how much money did Ben add to his account personally? He used to put in $2,000, but at age 26 or at age 27, how much did he put in? Zero. He didn't put another dime in, did he? And after that, his interest just earned interest, and his money earned interest, and the snowball kept rolling over and over and over. Now, his brother Arthur doesn't put any money in, because he's out playing and goofing off and spending everything he makes, right? He acts like he's the government or something. He spends more than he makes. And so he finally wakes up at 27 years old and says, I'm going to save $2,000 just like my brother. And he does that from age 27 all the way to age 65. Now, think with me on this. Arthur, who has put in $78,000, is behind Ben, who put in only $16,000 by over $700,000. Let me say that again so you get it. The guy who put in $78,000 got beat by the guy who put in $16,000 by $700,000 just because the other guy started earlier. Wow. Some of you are going, Dave, that's a real neat example if I was 19. How many of you in here are under age 25? Raise your hand. Very cool. Do you understand that if you understand that chart we just did and all the implications that it means, and you cause those implications to affect your behavior, I just completely made you a multimillionaire if you get that one chart. See, I don't think you ought to be allowed to graduate from college or high school until you can explain that chart. It'll change your life to get that one thing. Now, how many of you in here are like me? You're over 45 years old. Raise your hand, be proud of it. Good. Now, maybe you've got something kind of boiling inside of you right now. Maybe you got something you want to say to those people in here that are under 25 years old. Maybe you would want to yell at them something like, do it, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Young people, did you hear the voice of regret? Now, those of you that are over 45, it's not over. You still got plenty of time. You just don't have as much time. And all you got is all you got. So let's work with what you got, okay? So let's get going, wherever you are. Some people say, well, am I too old to shave money? Not if you're still sucking wind. You're going to make it. There's all kinds of things you do. You know, Colonel Sanders never fried any chicken commercially until he was 67 years old. Isn't that amazing? Golda Meir, Winston Churchill did everything they did in their 60s and 70s. My family and I were blessed a couple of years ago. We were able to visit the Sistine Chapel in Rome. And as we were taking the tour with this tour lady, she pointed to the back wall of the Sistine Chapel, which is this huge, huge masterpiece of the return of Christ. And it was painted, she said, by a 78-year-old Michelangelo. It's not over until you quit. So wherever you are, you start now. But let's get with it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. If you're 19, you got to do this stuff. If you're 45, let's go. Let's get this done. There's some stuff to do here, people. Let's get moving.